Ananya, Charu, we the students of class 11 of Ken Vidyalaya number 2 Tripko Surat are going to explain law of inertia and all the laws of motion. Now let us start with first law of motion and law of inertia.
First of all, I will tell you about what is law of inertia. It is the tendency of a body to remain at rest or in uniform motion until and unless an external unbalanced force acts on it.
Now, I will tell you what is Newton's first law of motion. It states that a body will stay in this state of rest or in motion until and unless an external unbalanced force acts on it.
Did you see something similarity in both these laws?
Yes, both of them are exactly same.
Yes, law of inertia is completely explained by Newton's first law of motion.
Yes. Now come with us. We will explain you the three types of inertia with the help of an interesting experiment.
Did you notice? That was inertia of rest. But what is that? As my tendency was to remain at rest, but the scooty moved suddenly. That's why I moved backwards. That was because of inertia of rest. Oh, now I get it. Good.
See, my body was in motion with the scooty. So, when the scooty stopped suddenly, my body moved forwards. This was because of inertia of
Since my body was in the motion with the scooty, when the scooty takes right turn of the road, my body was thrown towards the opposite direction. This is because of the inertia of direction.
As you can see, this ball is at rest. This is because there is no external force applied on it. If I will kick this ball slightly, now see, the ball started moving and it will move continuously if we neglect the frictional force. So, it is now proved that if a body is at rest, then it will remain at rest until and unless an external unbalanced force acts on it.
See, this ball was initially in the state of motion, but when I applied an opposing external unbalanced force on it, it came to rest. This proves the first law, which states that a body which is in motion will be in motion until and unless an opposing external unbalanced force acts on it.
Now I am going to explain you the second law of motion. That is, the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the applied force on it and takes place in the direction of force applied.
क्या करे यार बोर मार रहा है वो
हाँ यार चल कैच कैच खेले
हाँ सही है
चल Now I am going to tell you some practical applications of second law of motion. Now come with me. Come on Ananya. Hello friends. Hi Dee. What are you doing here?
We are playing catch catch.
Oh now I will join you. Okay.
Ah, it hurts.
Siddhika, don't do like that. Pull your hands backward. That will reduce the impact of the ball on your hands.
But why does it?
A karate player can break a pile of tiles with a single blow of his hand because he strikes the pile of tiles with the hand very fast, during which the entire momentum of fast moving hand is reduced to zero in very short interval of time. This exerts a very large force on the pile of tiles which is sufficient to break them by a single blow of his hand.
Now, I'm going to explain you the third law of motion. That is, every action has equal and opposite reaction, and both acts on different bodies.
We all know that we walk, but do we know how we walk?
Now, don't say that we walk by a foot.
Yes, there is an interesting fact of physics behind it. When we walk, we push the ground backward, and in return, the ground pushes our foot forward, and thus, this is how we walk.
The third law of motion can also be explained by the recoiling of the gun. If you don't know what is recoiling of the gun, we can explain it too. When a bullet is fired Through a gun, the gun exerts a force on the bullet, and the bullet also exerts an equal and opposite force on the gun. Due to high mass of the gun, it moves a little distance backward and gives a backward jerk on the shoulder of the gunman. In the jet engines and rockets, the fuel is burned to produce a large quantity of hot gases. These hot gases come out of the nozzles with a great force.
According to the third law of motion, the equal and opposite reaction pushes the jet planes and rockets upward with a great speed.
We hope you have enjoyed our video and understood law of inertia, first and third law of motion. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
As you can see, this ball is at rest.
The third law of motion can also be explained by the recoiling of the gun. If you don't know what is recoiling of the gun, you can. If you don't know what is recoiling of the gun, you can explain it.
अबे रोको।
The students of class 11 are going to explain since my body was in the motion with the switch. My body since my body was in the motion with the since my body was in the motion with